Hey there, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Hearts of Iron 4 Führerreich, playing as the Deutsches Reich, led by Adam Dressler, the leader of the Volkist party. We have torn up the Treaty of Versailles, and we are looking to build up our economy very rapidly against the French Republic. I'm also hoping we'll be able to reclaim such territory as the inter-allied Rhineland and take that away from the French, but it's probably going to be at least a bit. Something I did notice that we could do is actually send some volunteers off to people like, I don't know, nationalist Spain. Probably not a bad idea. The question is, what would I send them? I'm thinking we could send, I don't want to send mountaineers, only 12 combat width. Maybe we just send some like simple infantry over to them and see if we can farm out a bit of army experience and help them win. I mean, remember, like a big part of our strategic goal in this alternate history is less on conquering all of our neighbors and annexing them as much as creating a sphere of economic influence and kind of going down like a neo-colonialism / imperialism route where they all are economically tied to me. I have to imagine getting Spain on our side in that way would also be a smart thing to do. So what I'm gonna do then is take 3 of these infantry and I'm gonna move them into a totally different group. We will give them a general who needs a little bit of experience. Rommel, I mean, you'd be good if I were sending tanks, but I'm not. Promotion, infantry. This is a good opportunity for you to get a lot of experience. Let's do this, but before I send them out, can we equip these infantry with, let's say, some extra artillery? Okay, now I'm gonna go for, let's say, a 21 width infantry plus artillery, which is to say it's not gonna be very strong, it's just a little bit more soft attack than a standard infantry army. I also really ought to have, I already have engineers, so we're good on that. Could go for some recon, which would cost me some support equipment, but that's fine. I think it's worth getting the extra movement speeds and so on, plus the extra defense and stuff is nice. So let's go ahead and toss that on there. That's what this is gonna be. And we'll give you, I don't know, the clover. Perfect. I just wanna be able to sort them out. Okay, then we'll go ahead and quickly set you guys to be a slightly stronger division. We don't have a lot of equipment to go around, so I'm a little worried about that. You're a low priority, reinforcements top priority as I continue producing some of our equipment. And Italy has a civil war, the Kingdom of Italy versus the Socialist Republic. Even when it's not Kaiserreich, the Socialist Republic of Italy comes back once again. This actually might cause some serious problems for the French though. So that could be kind of interesting for me. I like this idea. So we are trying to send more guns and stuff. These guys should be at 100%. They're not quite at full experience, but that's fine. Let's go to Nationalist Spain. I'm gonna send you some volunteers. 3 divisions is all I'm allowed to send, and this will allow me to hopefully get some extra XP and decide the winner of the war. At least help a little bit, okay? I know it's not outstanding, but a little bit. All right, so it's 1936. Could go for upgrades to some tanks, medium tanks. I mean, these are options. I'm gonna go instead for some upgrades to our artillery. See what happens with all of that. These guys I know aren't on like a border or anything, but I also don't know where I need them to go yet. The German Spirit is done. Could go for that research slot, and to be honest, early research can be good, but I also like the idea of going toward like faster civilian factories, because remember, it's gonna be in a couple years, I mean, assuming World War II is even a thing, I don't know. We'll want to transition away from civilian, which means I have a limited time window in which I can get a lot of value out of my civilian factories. So the sooner we pick that up, the stronger my economy is ultimately going to end up being. At least I think that's how it's going to work. All right, my divisions have arrived. Fantastic. So where are we gonna go with you? Great question. Who do we fight first? First off, what kind of supply are we looking at? There's supply down over here, supply up over here, but we get surrounded if we're not careful. If we could possibly push this way and separate the socialists, we can get maybe an encirclement there. Might work. Let's try helping out with this. Is there a river along here? I can't tell if it starts here or not. I don't think so. We're gonna go basically down to Zaragoza. If we can possibly take this over, that's an important supply hub. And if we can push even further to the coast, we can cut off some of the rail. And then we can start swinging wide and see if we can engulf these guys one way or another. We'll see what happens with that. Okay, what else can we do? A chief of Air Force? Goring? Didn't we get rid of you? Different Goring? Maybe? Wait, no. Did we even get rid of Goring? What was his name? Yeah, Hermann Goring. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! We got rid of you! You fled to the Danish! Alright, whatever. Air superiority plus 10%. I mean, it turns out he's pretty good. What else can we do? Army logistics. I mean, that'd be pretty helpful, to be honest. Let's pick it up for even more army experience. The faster you can get that rolling, generally speaking, the better. Also, it'll make it easier for me to keep these guys up and running. So you guys, get up over here, and then push down this way. Get over here, and we can possibly grab a very important supply hub. We already control the railways getting up there, so that's all good. They're trying to fight me over here, but they're not doing great. Where's my third unit? Oh, there you are. Yeah, this is one problem I have with the Spanish Civil War. Your units tend to get spread out in dumb ways. But let's get down over here. Okay, so we'll take all of that. Now, one problem with taking this area is there's not gonna be direct control. Okay, hang on, you know what? Maybe it doesn't make sense to go for this. Maybe it makes sense to instead turn around and follow up here, follow the railway. Yeah, it might make sense so we can control the supply point here. I'm gonna have one of you pin this guy down so he can't stop me while I cross the river and try to take this over. They're redeploying a bunch of troops, which is slightly annoying. But with any luck, we can do something along over here. We'll see. Long wins the presidency. No, not again. Not Huey Long. No. I am so sick of Huey Long. But he's back. He's a thing again. He's back in black, man. All right. Well, it looks to me like we are struggling to win this. Let's see if we can get some extra infantry. I really need the Spanish to help me here. There we go. Now we're holding on to this. Okay, so you get up over here, take over this supply hub. They're surrounded, then you hit these guys from behind. All right, so we're gonna try to force these guys out. Brazil is having a civil war, a three-way civil war by the looks of it. Okay, that's gonna be fun. The socialists are taking over. All right, so we finish up with some stuff over here. Let's go for the infrastructure construction programs. And we have enough political power to go for another thing. What do we want? More military high command? Maybe. Weapons manufacturer? That could be good. Oh, wow, 10% extra soft attack plus some breakthrough and stuff. That's all pretty good. Defense, though. I do like that. I'd be willing to sacrifice a little soft attack for just generally speaking better stats in defensive infantry. Oh, but then I don't have to sacrifice this. I just lose some hard attack and breakthrough, but I could have just better units there. Or cheaper guns. This one looks the same as this one. Yeah, soft attack and defense. For infantry equipment, why not? That seems okay to me. So, Civil War in Brazil, fun beans. Let's go ahead and let you sit tight for a second. Get back up over here. We might lose this. He's kind of moving fast. Let's see. Ah, darn it, he did get that. Okay, hang on. I need you to get back up over here and help. I don't actually care about winning this per se, but if we're gonna, let's see if we can take Tarragona, because then these guys truly are completely split off. And we can beat the socialists completely out of here. Okay, so Barcelona, good. Now we take this supply hub, but they're cut off. So wait, if this is their capital, then all of these guys have only naval access to supply. It's definitely gonna choke them down a little bit. But if I get back over here, we can take Barcelona, and then they're completely stuck. At least such is the idea. Of course, we're now losing a little ground here in Zaragoza, so let's be cautious, but let's grab the supply point. Very important we get that. Please do not lose your ground here. Got him. Okay, then we start focusing, let's say, where do we want to go? We got this. Just sit tight here for a sec. While you guys basically push along here, help the nationalists take over the north, and then we'll start sweeping down, I think. All right, we got that. I could go a little ahead of time on construction. It's not very far ahead of time, but we can go ahead and do that. And obviously, the faster we get that going, the better. More often than not, so I'm okay with some of that. Maybe I should have sent tanks down here, even though they were low combat width. Wouldn't have been a horrible plan. All right, I'm a little bit worried about them taking this back over. Please stop. That's right, get your defenses over here. Now I don't care. You can attack if you want. Go ahead, push. As long as you don't win, which it looks like they're gonna try, but we'll see. There's something going on down here in India. Okay, so Britain's losing a lot of control there. The socialists are actually gonna lose in Italy. Now, ain't that just refreshing? I like seeing the syndicalists, or socialists in this case, in Italy lose as a general rule. Let's just counterattack over here, make sure that they don't gain any ground. Italy did win, okay. So we'll get San Sebastian. Then I'm gonna help quickly encircle and kill these guys off. See how much this helps me. I need to make sure we keep this all under control. Supply, for the most part, looking okay. The right railroads are over here. We are having some issues with these railroads not being connected, so it would make sense to take this over if we can. But we'll worry about that in a second. Gosh dang it, get off of this supply point. Counterattack here, keep him off. Get rid of these militia. United States of Brazil is gone, so the democracy did not last long there. Transcaspian government, I don't know who they are, but their thing. Let's take over this railway, and then everything here is properly connected. Okay? Then we're gonna go for community projects. That gets me my civilian factory upgrade. Boom. It's kind of a long investment to get another 10%, but I mean, stacking as many of those modifiers on there as you can is pretty good. We're up to a full 30 civilian factories that are working over here. If we could go up to war economy, obviously that would be fantastic, but it's gonna be a little bit before that is gonna be an option. Let's go ahead and continue clearing these guys out. You stop wasting your organization, just sit tight. I think these guys have it under control. We just want to clear out these groups as much as we can. So we should be farming up at least a little bit of experience. Can I send like an attaché over here? If I had more power, we could. And that actually would be a pretty good way of getting some extra army experience, I think. I believe that still works. So let's see, what else do I want to research? Great question. We've already got upgrades for the artillery on the way. Tanks, not yet. We could research logistics companies. I know I'm gonna need that at some point. That's always important to me these days. You're gonna come back up over here and we're gonna clear this nonsense all out, okay? Then we'll have to figure out where to go next. We could go to Madrid. I bet you we could do a spearhead maneuver down here and snag this, but the important thing is wherever I go, we have to make sure that we follow the railroads. I need to make sure that in Spain, we do not have supply problems. Generally speaking, very bad to have supply problems in Spain. Okay, since you guys have this border fortified, let's go ahead and instead move you guys up over here. Goal, clear this all out. And then once you're done with that, looks like the United Kingdom won, we'll go down here, and your goal will be to get to Madrid like this. I think that's a good spot. I mean, we could push against the socialists further and try to take the coastline, but if we can also take the heart out of the Republicans, I think on both fronts, they're gonna end up being severely weakened. Might be wrong on that, but we'll see. Question, can I send you air volunteers? It doesn't, I'm gonna see if that's an option for me. Can I send you air volunteers? I know they're supposed to say somewhere where you can send, how many you can send, if any. Let's just go for a very small set of, let's say, some fighters. You guys? I can send 160. All right, send these guys here, and then let's create a quick queen of some close air support. And this is a good way to farm out a little bit more air experience as well. Okay, and between both of these guys, maybe we get some extra stats that help me win in Spain and take a lot less damage so I don't lose as much equipment. All right, you go ahead and just go wherever you find opportunities to attack. Go for it. There's the community projects. Now I'm gonna go for the extra research slot. We have a bunch of extra units being trained up. That's great. I will worry about them later, though. For now, let's go back to air. What happened to my close air support? They did not transfer like I told them to. There we go. Air superiority, close air support, logistics strike in the Iberian region, go. All right. This should make this a lot easier because I'm pretty sure they have very, very little air, if anything. So French support the Czechs in a Sudetenland crisis. The vile Czechs have been exploiting and bending the rights of the German people in Sudetenland for years now. Weakened by their civil war a few years ago, the Sudeten Germans are in a stronger position than ever, and the Czech government, unwilling to compromise, as expected of Czech scum, has mishandled the situation. Now the Volkists in Sudetenland, under the Sudetendeutsche Volksfront, led by Henlein, known admired of the Führer, has decided unilaterally their intention to secede. It'll have to wait. I'm not going to war with France, and when they give me a big red button that says, hey, you will go to war, I tend to look at that and say, maybe we wait on that just a little bit, eh? Just a little bit of patience. Little bit of patience could be in order. Let's get some of that production efficiency cap a little bit higher. I see a lot of demilitarized zones going on over here, so that's gonna be fun. So we are gonna be able to unite with the Czechs then. It sounds like they got enough Germans over there with a little bit of proper nationalism. We might be able to be like, you're oppressing our German people. Let my people go into my own nation again. Hooray! Like, that's probably what we're gonna do. You go ahead and attack over here. Let's just make sure that we win this nice and quick. And actually, some of our troops are over here. I don't really want that, so we're gonna tell them to stop. Let's let them get over here, get some of their experience back. Whoa, what's going on over here? Anything I need to worry about? Okay, we haven't lost a important supply point yet, but we're dangerously close to that. I'm gonna change this so you guys move onto this side of the river so that I don't have to worry about a river crossing penalty. So, wait a minute. I see an opportunity to just go for Madrid right here. Go. Like, literally, I see an opportunity to just go for Madrid right there. Go. All right, so we have upgrades to artillery. Anti-tank or anti-air? I think anti-air. Poor man's, piercing and stuff is pretty good, still, usually. Military high command. I think I'm gonna go for the air experience now. Let's go ahead and do that. A little bit of extra air superiority and ground attack is certainly gonna be nice. Let's counterattack over here so these guys lose faster. We're gonna just walk right into Madrid. Got it. All right, that worked. So let's just go ahead and make some pushes and get our organization back up. Standard Volkist education, a university curriculum. Focus on improving Germany. Ooh, industrial research speed and synthetic, that's really good. Or support tech research and land doctrine. Again, I don't know what you mean by land doctrine here, because this is a thing that worked back in the days when you actually researched doctrines, and it was really good. But now that we spend experience, I think this is useless. So knowing that, we're gonna go for the research for our industry instead. No, don't you dare cut me off. I'm not okay with that. I'm just trying to take over the railways here. Please and thank you. Hey look, extra research slot, awesome. What do we want next? Better dispersed infantry, might as well. Volkism popularity, go for archaeology. Supply consumption, training time, research speed, max entrenchment. I think we can hold off on all of that for now. What else do we want to do then? The TST debate? Maybe. I think pan-Germanism policy. Get enough people trained up, and I think we can go on some crazy expansion. Woo! Woo! All right. Well, tell you what. We're gonna go ahead and get the military factories, knowing this hurts my consumer goods and stuff. Let's just get that rolling early while we have less factories to be impacted by the penalty, okay? And you guys stop attacking. Looks like the Spanish are going for a force attack, which is gonna cause a lot of casualties, but I'm all right with it. Get this railroad, got it. Help with this, get the supply down here to Madrid. All right, so that's a pretty big buff for these guys. So now we're seeing some serious progress. The question is where to go next. They've already got these supplies. What they don't have is the railroad connecting them, so let's fight over this. Get Salamanca taken care of while they flip this over. After that, do we continue taking out the Republicans or do we go for the Socialists? I think if we take out the Republicans, we open up a large enough border that these guys are gonna get spread thin and then we can just go ahead and push and take them out. So I'd rather take out the Republicans, I think. So knowing that that's true, the next supply hub I'd go for is probably either here. This is gonna be a bit of a pain because I don't think it has connect. So yeah, here maybe. One of these two. I'm thinking maybe here. So let's change up our offensive line. And the goal will be to push this way. Change up the front line to be something a little bit more reasonable like this. And then once you've had a chance to kind of entrench yourselves and we got our supply taken care of, then we'll go ahead and make a push. All right, we're definitely gonna help the Spaniards win, okay? The Spaniards gonna win. No problem. Well, I mean, they're all Spanish, but the Spanish I like are gonna win. Creation of the LZ-129 Tanzgrisner Zeppelin. Ooh, Zeppelin? After years of design and construction, the first Hindenburg-class airship, Tanzgrisner, I don't know how you say it in German, have been completed and is ready for flight. Named after one of the goats who pulled Odin's chariot of Norse mythology. Oh, of course, I should have known. Germany's most advanced and impressive airship to date, the vessel is prepared to commence long-distance passenger flights within the following months, but have other uses as suggested. Being capable of intercontinental flights, the ship would be capable of circumnavigation, in which we would share the glory of Volkism across the globe. On the other hand, our military staff see the possible military applications of Zeppelins. When stationed at such heights, they are nearly undetectable from the ground. With this, we could spy. Ooh. Or, what else? Show the superiority of our engineering, spy on the Soviets, spy on the British. I'm gonna show superiority and see what happens. Air experience is nice and all, intelligence is nice and all. I don't know who I'm gonna fight yet, but I do... Hey, there we go. But I do know that it's really cool being able to prove to everyone else that German engineering is, in fact, exactly as superior as you might think. Let's go ahead and send you guys over here. We're gonna make a push down this way, because I think this very effectively will split the socialists. Plus, we can get to their supply hubs over here, so this will be great. So that's a big chunk of the Spanish taken care of. These guys should like me quite a bit by the end of this, I would certainly hope. Maybe they'll join my faction, I don't know. I just know that the other guys are gonna be a bit more of a pain. We've no longer purged our army officers. Oh, thank God. All right, so we're making some pretty aggressive pushes down over here. Should be more or less uncontested. Let's get you over here instead. We have banned the Rhenish workers. Now we can go for a Polish arms deal, Sudeten tariffs, production efficiency cap, and also lower tariffs for the Sudetenland. Make Sweden like me? Maybe. I don't need tungsten. I don't know what food imports do, but access to oil is nice. I don't know what archaeology in Scandinavia is gonna do. Anything else that jumps out to me as outstanding? What is the TST gonna do? They're events, but I don't know what they do. Division organization for units, or armor, attack and defense and stuff, okay. Then we can go for defense and entrenchment, or reconnaissance and planning speed. Or if we went down the armor route, armor research speed, production costs. Okay, so if we're gonna go for like a lot of tanks, this is the way to go. Or motorized. And then I have no idea what this does, but we have to be at war with France first. Okay. And then the police force, no idea. Stability and popularity of Volkism or military police. Damage to garrisons and recovery rate and reinforced rates, that's pretty good. Or encryption justify war goal time on us. I don't see this as being very important. Let's go for Polish arms deals. I like the idea of making Poland like me. Okay, so these guys appear to have completely brought themselves back over and are now defending exactly where I was kind of hoping we were gonna rush. That did not work out so well. So let's make sure we get our troops into position. You actually need to be over here in the center so we can make a good concentrated push. Thinking like this will work great. These guys are doing a last stand, so that defense is gonna suck. Fuel gain and stuff, we'll worry about all of that in a little bit. Don't care about getting the heavy fighters or scout planes, I don't think. A little ahead of time on some stuff there. Could start working on the medium tanks. And I don't need anything over here yet, except for maybe armored cars. Germany starts with some pretty decent stuff, if I'm honest. Medium tanks. Do we want medium tanks, do we think? Yes, I think that having medium tanks as an option will be good. I still probably don't use heavy tanks very often, but I think medium tanks are pretty solid. Let's go ahead and reinforce over here, make sure we take that, then we're gonna go ahead and immediately turn around and hit you over in Murcia, because this is a supply hub that I know that I want. Okay, so that's all taken care of. Then you guys go ahead and hit this as hard as you can. Got it? Okay, and then, as long as the Spanish can hold this, I think we'll send a couple troops down here, and then you guys push up into Valencia. Delicious Valencia orange peels for my Blue Moon beer. All right, synthetic refineries. We know we're gonna need at least a few. This is always the case. It's good to have at least a handful for a lot of extra oil. Then after that, I think we go back to making as many cities as I feel is reasonable. At least until we get to about 1938-ish. So there goes the socialists. Perfect. And Oh, you guys aren't at war. Oh. Can you go to war, please, so I can send my volunteers back here, please? Thank you. Oh, well. So we got rid of all that, so the nationalists took over a chunk of it, but they're not yet at war with the monarchists. I have to imagine that will someday change, but for now, we're all right. So you guys all join back up over here. Do we have enough troops yet to go for the crazy aggressive stuff? Probably not. No. How many deployed troops do I have in the field? Only 533,000. I am training another 115. We need to train up at least a handful more. So that will definitely get me what I need, right? 750 is what they say. And I've got 530, so all I need is another 220. Ouch. Yeah, that's what I need right there. Right, so you're telling me we need a lot more infantry equipment. Got it. Oh, hey, wait, hey, oh, Bob. Beat him up. You're back. Hang on, I want to send you volunteers. The Poles have accepted the trade deal. What do we get from that? Research speeds. Infantry equipment is more expensive, but consumer goods goes down. That's outstanding. All right, so we got that going, plus infantry tech. So you, yes. Where are my troops and why, when do they come back? They are on their way. They arrive on May 9th, tomorrow. Excellent. Whoa! The Portuguese Republic had an uprising. Holy cram! All right, but we're gonna send our volunteers. They're back! Now they will be shortly anyway. Okay, so we got all that taken care of. Lithuanian bases. I mean, a lot of these actually seem really good. It was hard to tell whether Mr. Mustache Man was gonna make for a really good architectural genius for us, because I couldn't tell what all the events were gonna do, but so far they're really good. Lithuanian naval bases? Let us go for what? What? We could also go for things like Legacy of the Weltkrieg and stuff and start getting some bonuses for my army, but I think that's a little earlier than we need. Ministry of Armaments, we have to be at war with people to get this. Wow, that's really good. Okay, once we pick this up, civilian becomes expensive as heck, but lots of military factories super fast. I like that idea. Let's go for the Sudeten tariffs and see what happens with that. I think that'll be an okay option. Okay, so a lot more troops getting trained up over there. Waiting for our volunteers, they'll be arriving soon. We can go for doctrines. Do I want to go for mobile warfare? You know what, for funsies, yeah, let's do it. Do I have any tanks? Not really. But we're probably gonna build some. I mean, we're playing as Germany. Of course we are. An ally in the east, the Turkish state. You did go national populist. Aside from Italy, you're not next to any nasty, scary factions. Yeah, let him in. Worst come to worst is the faction leader, I just kick him out, right? Probably, I think. All right, the 3 divisions have arrived. Excellent. What else do we want to do? Well, I think we'll go for more resource gain. In the meantime, Spanish volunteers, where are their supply hubs? Some right here and some down over here. If we manage to push down here around Murcia, we might be able to make a push into Granada. Little risky, but I'm willing to take it. Let's go for this. And the goal is to basically push down that way. Yeah. All right, we'll give that one a go. Chief of Air Force, heavy equipment designer, air and naval manufacturers, head of intelligence. You know, we don't have an intelligence agency yet, and yet some of this could be pretty good. Lots of options for strategic bombing, decryption, political power gain. I mean, I kind of like the research speed, so I think we're gonna pick you up. Seems all right. I mean, political power is a good thing, don't get me wrong. What are you doing right now? Planning speed boost? All right. Well, let's go ahead and try to kick these guys out. Where are my planes, by the way? Right, you removed them. Hang on. Oh, I need to... Can I have air volunteers, please? Thank you. Send these guys down over here, in range, and we'll just do the exact same thing we were doing before, and this should make my life even easier. Now we hit you, except for you, who sits tight and gets his organization. Never mind, we're just gonna go ahead and push this guy back since we have a opportunity to do so. There we go, got that. Now you guys are completely flanked. Then you sit tight, and all three of you hit Murcia. I didn't even read what that did, but I probably should have, now that I think about it. I should probably give you a general. You'll do fine. And then just toss the extra units in there, plus, for a national focus. So we've lowered the tariffs. I have to think getting early access to oil is pretty good. And I don't have armor, so this is not too important to me yet. Entrenchment, lose research speed. No. Let's go ahead and boost up our relations with Ukraine, see if we can get them on our side. In the meantime, I don't think that winning against Spain is going to be that difficult. My units seem to have just straight up superior templates. So now we should be hitting these guys across the board, I'm hoping. Go ahead and hit these guys, take out Lorca. And I'm going to have you guys work your way along here. You are going to work your way along to Granada, take out that supply hub, and then these guys are going to be left stranded up here, because I think the Spaniards can take this one out, but they already kind of have not many railroads. Actually, these guys have no railroads to deliver supply, so they're already in a lot of trouble. All right, we got to end this video here, but we're making things work pretty well in Spain. I'm surprised we're not getting an absolute ton of army experience. I should have sent this. I meant to send this, but I totally forgot to do it. Regardless, I feel good about the progress we're making, and we're just kind of establishing a better power base in Europe, or at least some potential allies. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.